I just finished watching Jurassic World Rebirth, and while I was super excited for this movie to come out, unfortunately, there's not a ton of good things that I have to say about this movie. Today, we're going to be giving a complete review, talking about the entire story, my general thoughts on the movie, with spoilers ahead. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, man, look, I don't understand how you can ruin dinosaurs. How could you get dinosaurs wrong? This is the same thing that I talk about with Transformers. Like, how could you possibly get fighting robots wrong? They managed to do that. And we're going to be talking about it as we go through, guys. And I'm not going to be like complaining about it the entire time. Maybe. I did not enjoy this movie. And I had so much hype. I was so excited to see this movie because if you happen to be following the channel, you might have seen the trailer reaction that I did. And there was so much about that trailer that gave me hope, where it's like the artwork for the dinosaurs looked cool. The dinosaurs were great. Like, the design for them were phenomenal. I love the fact that you could really feel the size of these dinosaurs, and it looked like they were going through a little bit more of a horror aspect again, and I was really excited for that. I was like, okay, looks like we might be back, and I loved the first Jurassic World movie. I thought it was phenomenal, but after that, they kind of fell off, if you're interested in what I think about the other movies. So, we're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be talking about the entire plot, and I'm going to be giving commentary throughout it, and I would love to know what you guys think about it down below. So, it actually started off pretty good, and it made me excited for the rest of the movie. Of course, we're introduced to the lab on the island that ended up being deserted. It was like 17, 20 years ago, whenever it said, like, and they were working on genetic mutations for dinosaurs. They were talking about it being like the most extreme genetic mutations of all time, and then we are introduced to the D-Rex, the big bad dinosaur of the movie. The dinosaur looks incredible. I know a lot of people have been talking about it looking like the Xenomorph, and I can totally see that. Regardless, it was really cool. The acting could have been better from the two people in the lab, but regardless, they did a great job making you feel the presence of the dinosaur. And I thought it was really stupid the way that the door malfunctioned with the candy bar. And this is the problem, because there's so many things that I'm going to start nitpicking about this. I'm okay with stupid stuff like that. Like, okay, you want the Snickers wrapper to malfunction the door, and for whatever reason that sends the entire island into, like, the big downfall. Okay, do that, but entertain me throughout the movie. I'm okay with coincidences. I'm okay with plot armor. I'm okay with all of these things. Just entertain me. But because that wasn't entertaining, I'm forced to pick this stuff apart. You know, it makes me actually like pay attention to the rest of the movie. If you do like plot armor and stuff like that properly, I'm good, man. Okay? Regardless. So we are from then brought into present day to our main character, Scarlett Johansson's main character. And this is the problem with the movie too. I don't even remember her character name. I remember her being Scarlett Johansson. And I love Scarlett Johansson, man. I think she's great. I always thought she was a good actor. But come on, dude. Shit, like, you have this little girl built like Scarlett Johansson, and she is like the greatest like tactician of all time. Like, she is the greatest shooter. She's the greatest military agent. Whatever they hyped her up to be. Why? Out of everybody, yeah, we want you. We need you. $10 million. Come on. Like, and again, I wouldn't care if all of the dinosaur scenes were super cool. And why did it take 1 hour for anything meaningful to happen? I'm watching a movie about Jurassic World, and I was talking about this with my wife on the way home from the movie, guys. I was like, I checked my phone, and which is it's a bad sign, right? If I'm checking my phone throughout the movie. And I'm not like one of those D-bags in the movie theater playing on their phones. I was actually just checking the time. And I was like, it's been an hour. It took 1 hour for anything meaningful to happen with any dinosaurs. What I go to the movies for. I went to go see dinosaurs. It took an hour. I didn't care about Scarlett Johansson. I didn't care about the scientists. I didn't care what they were doing. And I forgot to mention too, I just started talking about it, but I was talking about it with my wife, and she's like, well, you need to build this type of stuff up. There's a story to be told here. Okay, but have the dinosaurs. That's what I want to watch Jurassic World for. But anyways, as we continue on with this story, we have the team recruitment took way too long. Way too long. And I get it, you need to build these things up. But even when they tried the humor, man, it didn't work for me. You know, the guy taking forever to make his decisions, the doctor. They explained everything well. Like, okay, they need to get samples from these 3 dinosaurs to solve any sort of cardiovascular issue. And I believe that's what it was. It was, yeah, it was solving, like, heart problems across the world, right? That's what it was, because they have big hearts. The problem is, a lot of this, I didn't care about it, and I was waiting for the dinosaurs to come. So I'm sorry if I'm not remembering that correctly, but I'm almost sure it was for heart disease. Regardless, okay? They're trying to cure the world, okay? They need to get a boat. Scarlett Johansson, she's the toughest girl in the world, right? They're hyping her up again. I don't know. Guys, I'm not one to complain like this much about this type of stuff, but the movie was so not interesting to me that these things kind of stood out. Like Black Widow, she's sick. I like Black Widow. As useless as she is, it's fiction, it's fine. And I know this is technically fiction too, but it's way too much, man. But then the movie kind of takes a pause, okay? And then we're brought over to this random family for whatever reason is taking a little bit of a boat trip into the dinosaur land. And I probably forgot to mention that it's been banned to visit these islands with the dinosaurs because it's been abandoned for so long after the Snickers incident. Like, nobody's allowed to travel there, but this family is. And then we have the first water dinosaur show up, and again, it took an hour for this to happen. But here's my problem with this. Even the action wasn't that great because how many times does it need to rub against the boat? I didn't feel like everybody was like in some sort of danger in comparison to previous movies. Like even the last couple movies, they had some of their scary moments and they were done a little bit better, Oh, it pushes the boat. Oh, the boat flips. And the characters, man. And again, I love Scarlett Johansson. She wasn't interesting. Her team wasn't interesting. This family was beyond not interesting. Okay? You even had this guy, like the boyfriend, who was set up to have this like whole character development, which just didn't happen. He was a D-bag. He needed to like have the moment to earn the father's respect. None of that even took place. None of these characters had any sort of development. For whatever reason, we're following them. I don't think they should have been in the movie at all, but they start sending out a distress signal. They all end up surviving. The dinosaur ends up leaving them alone. So our main characters end up picking them up. And this family knows that dinosaur that they're trying to hunt down. They're like, oh my God, what are you doing? But then we actually end up getting the first blood sample. Same kind of deal happens. Scarlett Johansson flips over and, dude, the greatest sniper of all time just completely misses her first shot when she's like 20 feet from the dinosaur. No, she didn't take the shot until 10 meters. That's what it was, right? Missed it completely. And the dinosaur ended up coming up like from the water. It was underwater this whole time, going up and down, up and down, up and down. And then it just ended up swimming at the top, waiting for the perfect shot to land. And I know that she flipped over and stuff, but still, man, like, it was too convenient. And then, this is the only part where I laughed at the movie, where whenever the sample they got the sample and it shot up in the air and then the parachute came, it always landed in the absolute perfect spot where they're like on the boat out of everywhere in the ocean after everything that just went on. Poof, wee, got it. Again, I wouldn't mind this stuff if I just watched like the coolest scene ever of this water dinosaur trying to eat the boat, getting a bunch of people, and it was like the most hype thing I've ever seen. But it was like bump into the boat, swim, 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 tense music. It wasn't enough. They did not capture that horror aspect. And I wouldn't care again if I just watched the coolest thing ever, but now this stupidity stands out because I wasn't interested in what I just watched. But then some other water dinosaurs attack, and that wasn't too bad. Actually probably one of the better parts of the movie. They end up getting back to the beach. A couple people end up dying, and excuse me, you could hear that super cool guy in his super cool car over there. This video is a completely disaster, guys. I don't know if that came through the microphone, but a guy had like a really, really loud car outside my window, okay? Anyways, we're washed up on the beach, and the company man ended up letting the family go overboard, and this is where it was like, the family ended up diving in after, which makes sense, right? But it doesn't make sense that they survived in that water and just swam to shore again. But then we follow that entire family. None of the characters are interesting. The dad hurt his leg. The daughter's not talking. The older daughter is the toughest girl in the entire world. And the other guy with them, the boyfriend, is just a horrible, horrible guy. I did not care at all. We walked through the jungle. We walked through the jungle a little bit more. Come on, let's go to the village. There's some pipes. None of it was interesting to me at all. And then they tried to have this deep moment with the character development that I mentioned with the boyfriend, where it's because he ended up saving the girl. He was still an idiot. And the dad's like, I was wrong about you. Trying to have this powerful moment. It didn't work. He goes and pees, and then the dinosaurs end up attacking each other. And the dinosaurs attacking each other were more interesting than anything that just happened. But then we continue on with the story, and we have the moment with that family and the T-Rex. That was a little bit better. When the T-Rex was sleeping, that's when I felt the most tension in probably the entire movie, and that's when I thought it was really cool, because she had to be quiet as this T-Rex was sleeping. I thought it was cool that it was rolling over. I thought it was cool that it was sleeping. That was cool, okay? Very tense, very well done. I still wouldn't have gone in that water, okay, but you get my point. But when the T-Rex actually ended up waking up, and we're also introduced to Dolores, okay? Dolores was super cute. Loved that little dinosaur. When the T-Rex was actually starting to chase them, when the T-Rex actually noticed them, this is when I sat down, or I was like getting a little bit more, putting a little bit more attention to the movie. I was like, okay, this is the part in the trailer that I was excited to see. This is where like the T-Rex, it's made to look so menacing, right? It's not that big of a deal. And this is a problem that I had with so many different dinosaurs in the entire movie. The dinosaurs, they like crawl. I don't like, obviously they would be able to keep up, right? Obviously they would be able to catch whoever they want to, but they just move so slowly. And they miss, and they miss, and they miss, and they miss, and they miss. You can get away with the T-Rex, okay? Because you have the whole thing with the eyesight. But even then, we're going to talk about the pterodactyl type dinosaur, where there's no reason for it to miss. You have this guy that's basically just hanging on a mountain. It's just like, and just missing over and over again. And it's missing so bad to the point where I'm like, come on, man. Like, at least go underwater or hide behind a rock or something to make it miss. But the like, they're just floating in the river and the T-Rex is like above them, just missing with this ginormous mouth. I can deal with this type of stuff, like I said, if you made all of the scenes cool, but it was dumb. I don't know how else to say that. I don't want to sound unintelligent myself, but like, it was just dumb. The T-Rex taking a couple steps, not being able to, and this was every single dinosaur. The humans could just outrun them. And somehow the little girl ended up surviving too, with the dinosaur just getting the lifeboat, and the lifeboat didn't end up somehow getting punctured. So they end up taking it all the way over to that abandoned lab. And the abandoned lab, this entire scene was a little bit better, okay? It was nighttime. All the dinosaurs ended up coming. You had the conflict with the company man, and oh, that was ridiculous too. Like, obviously it's understandably pissed, but you have the super tough girl again coming up like, where is this piece of shit? I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill this guy, you know? And this guy has a gun, like, just, and he's a big guy in comparison to this girl. She's like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. Like, it was so cringy and stupid, man. I didn't mean, and I don't like bashing things because people obviously put their heart and soul into these types of projects. I just don't understand how you can screw up dinosaurs. I'm going to be honest with my review, guys. If I didn't like something, I didn't like something. And it's a little bit difficult for me to dislike something as much as I did. And I'm a big fan of dinosaurs. But once we got to all of these different, I don't remember what they ended up calling all the dinosaurs, guys. I'm sorry. But you had the pterodactyl type, you know, genetic modified dinosaurs coming in and attacking. They were in the store. The generator turned on. That was all a little bit better. It was okay. And the part where the helicopter ended up coming into, the tension beyond that, and actually the D-Rex showing up. The D-Rex, it looked so cool. It had so much potential. And the most hype part about the movie was when we actually got to see the helicopter coming in, and had a feeling it was going to happen, but they did it so properly with like all of the fog, all of the smoke going around. You couldn't really see anything. And all of a sudden the helicopter is in this dinosaur's mouth. That dinosaur was so cool. But again, it's the most ineffective dinosaur of all time. It's just moving just so slowly. It even did the eyeballs staring at the characters. Like, it was menacing. It was so cool. But then it was just like, I'm gonna get ya. Like, and it's just watching them run. Oh, I missed. When it's impossible. Like, it drove me crazy. And I think I glossed over the entire part about the cliff too. Same deal with that pterodactyl type thing. You have the guy just hanging there on the rope, and the dinosaur's like, I get that somebody ended up getting eaten, but it just did not capture the old horror elements that we grew up to love with Jurassic Park, man. There isn't a ton to mention about the ending scene though, because again, you're just running away from this thing that is basically letting them run away. They find the boat, and just all of a sudden, this dinosaur is just over the boat. Oh, I can't eat it. It's attracted to light. And the guy ended up going away. The guy ended up like sacrificing himself, but he didn't. He ended up living. And the movie just ended. And the only other part like about the ending was like, okay, what are we going to do with this? Are we going to actually like give this sample to the entire world so we can have a cure? You know, I'm not that optimistic about life. Some pharmaceutical company would find a patent on it somehow and then just like, you know, block it off for the entire world in general. So I would take my $10 million. But they escape from the dinosaur and the movie just ends. I did not like this movie. And it's difficult because I want to like these movies. I go into these movies expecting to like see dinosaurs. It took an hour for it to get going. The dinosaurs weren't that exciting. The T-Rex sleeping and the helicopter were like the only things that got a little bit of hype out of me. And Dolores was cute. You screw up and like... I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys here. They screwed up. And I feel uncomfortable saying it, but I'm just going to be completely truthful with you guys right here, okay? They screwed up a cool dinosaur movie with Scarlett Johansson. They screwed that up. How? Like, you have a main character that is and I know that other people didn't like this movie as well. I know the reception for it's pretty bad. You have a character that's like incredibly easy on the eyes. On top of that, you have all of the hype in the world with all of these dinosaurs. How could you screw that up? I want to watch dinosaurs eat people. I want to watch dinosaurs fight each other. The first Jurassic World movie did that perfectly. They told a cool story, and I know you have to set things up, and I know that there's these side stories. I don't understand how some of these, like, get off the ground. When they're writing the script, like, oh, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't spend so much time. Maybe we should not have it take an hour to actually have some action. I don't understand. And I know it's easier said than done to make a movie. I know that, but I can't help but sit down and think that I could do a better job. You probably could too. Let's make a Jurassic World movie. Let's make a dinosaur movie about dinosaurs. I don't know how they screwed it up, man. And I hate to be, I just hate to be so negative, but I did not like this movie, guys. And it had so much potential. If you're interested in like the potential that I was talking about it, check out the trailer reaction, because I, in this video, like explain why I was so excited for this video and so many things that they appeared to do right, but it didn't actually come about within the movie. Check it out, guys. I would love to have you over there. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody.